Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Angel Storm. I'm answering one of your questions today, a really good question, which has to do with gaslighting and how to respond to the narcissist when you recognize in the moment that the narcissist is trying to gaslight you. So this is going to depend on the narcissist. It's a good question to ask, and I like that you're trying to plan in advance because you know that the narcissist is going to use gaslighting at some point during one of your conversations. So I like that you're trying to make a predetermined choice and you're trying to have your response already programmed in. So the first thing is what not to do. So don't react. I've talked a lot about this before on this channel, specifically on going gray rock, not allowing the narcissist, who's an energy vampire, to take your energy. You give the narcissist energy when you show any kind of emotion, when you react in any type of way. This doesn't need to be verbal responses. This can be your facial expression. It can be your body language, the way that you shift your body posture when the narcissist is speaking with you. All of those kinds of things are giving the narcissist energy. And so true gray rock is literally having no emotion to what the narcissist is saying, to not react in that moment at all. Not inwardly and not outwardly. The narcissist is, again, an energy vampire. They can fill when you have shifted your energy. And so it's important that you use this opportunity to learn how to control your energy, your life flow. You don't want to give it away to somebody who's just going to use it against you, in the case with a narcissist, or who will take advantage of it. And there's plenty of people who aren't narcissists who are willing to do that with the energy that you give away. So first of all, don't react. Work on that. This is going to be a process, especially if you have grown up in a place where you were either around narcissists or you felt like you had to be very defensive about yourself, about your position, your thoughts, your feelings, all that kind of stuff. So if you grew up learning to be defensive about your opinions or about your life choices, sometimes we've already built it into ourselves that we're going to have to react, we're going to have to defend ourselves. And so unlearning this is a process. And even if you didn't grow up that way, it could be that when you're around the narcissist, it's like you're just a different person. You just don't know what's happening, but you're reacting in a way that you would never normally react if you were around a different person or in a different type of environment. It's like the narcissist is causing you to do that, which is exactly what's happening. The narcissist has gotten so used to being to getting what they want from you that it's like you're almost defenseless against yourself from allowing that to happen. So this is going to be a process, and the way to change is to acknowledge this is going to be a process and just keep trying. So learning to master your emotions, learning to master your energy. This is a life skill. This isn't just something that you need to know how to do when you're dealing with a narcissist. You need to know how to do this all of the time. This is a real life skill. So look at it in terms of you're growing and developing as a person while you're undergoing this kind of shift in the way that you view this this situation that you have to address in a different way. Look at it as a way that you're evolving overall, not just something as like, well, now I have to do this because I'm dealing with a narcissist. It doesn't have to be looked at and analyzed in such a negative context. And in fact, it's going to be better for you. You're going to be able to learn quicker and respond faster when you look at it in a more positive light, and you really embrace the process for what it's teaching you. So that's that. When you recognize that there's gaslighting happening is going to depend on the narcissist. Some narcissists you can shut them down by holding them accountable to their own words. In other words, when you recognize that there's gaslighting happening, you can call them out right then and there, and that alone will shut them down. They'll recognize that you're going to hold them accountable to what they're saying. Not every narcissist is going to react that way. And in fact, some narcissists like it when you are willing to kind of go tit for tat with them. Like they recognize, like, okay, you see that I'm playing a game and you're engaging me in the game, I'm going to escalate the game. So in other words, when the narcissist knows that, okay, you know that I'm going to gaslight you, let's see if you can figure out this next move. So that they like the interaction because, again, narcissists are energy vampires and the interaction is giving them energy. So if you know that your narcissist is about energy, this isn't the right move for you. The right move for you is to go gray rock. And I'm going to talk about next steps for that at the end of this video. But in the moment, if you know that your narcissist is trying to get you to engage them, then you need to recognize that gray rock is the right answer for you. Sometimes the only way to avoid this from happening is to make sure that you have very strong boundaries for your own self. The moment that you sense that this is happening, something like, I know that you're gaslighting me and I just will not tolerate it, and you get up and you leave, or you hang up the phone or whatever. You end the conversation right then and there. And sometimes that's what it's going to take. In some situations, you're going to need to do more than that. So I want to go back to the gray rock situation. If you know that the narcissist is about energy, or if the angle is to eventually get you to agree to something that you don't want to do, to manipulate you in some sort of way, then going gray rock in that situation is what you need to do. During that conversation, you just go gray rock. The appropriate thing to do after that happens is to get a third party involved. So if this is a situation that would require like a co-parenting coordinator or a counselor of some sort, you invite a third party in. Stop addressing the narcissist in that moment. Stop responding, reacting, or in any kind of way giving the narcissist any more energy, any more words and time. That don't stop investing. You need a third party. If this is a situation at work, you need to gray rock. You need to start emailing that person. You need to get things in writing, and you want to make sure that you address this with the HR department first, and you BCC them on any kind of interaction. Or you could send them that interaction after it's already happened. But what you need to do is involve a third party, because the escalation won't stop. So the escalation won't stop. When the narcissist knows that they can get away with gaslighting you, you might be aware that they're gaslighting you, but if they can get away with doing it, meaning you're not going to stop it, there's no boundaries, there's no end or limits that you're going to put on it. When the narcissist knows that, that's also a green light for them to continue to do it and to escalate it. So the moment that you recognize that this is happening, you need to know the type of narcissist that you're dealing with, first of all, how they're going to react if you were to call them out, if you were to end the conversation right then and there, if you were to call them, if you were to address what they were doing, like you know that they're trying to gaslight you. Again, narcissists are going to respond differently depending on the narcissist, because they still have personalities. So you need to know the type of narcissist that you're dealing with in order to respond appropriately when you know that they're gaslighting you. The other thing that you want to make sure that you do before you implement any of these kinds of things is to make sure that you can follow through with whatever it is that you're going to do. You should not set boundaries that have consequences that you cannot follow up on. This causes brain damage. It makes unhealthy connections in your brain, and it also teaches you to not trust yourself, that you aren't capable of making choices and decisions and following through with them. So you want to avoid all of that stuff. You want to first be able to know the narcissist, so you know what type of narcissist you're dealing with, you know how they're going to react or respond no matter what, which of these options or any other option that you choose to go forward with. If you know that they're gaslighting you, you know how they're going to react. Number 2 is that you set boundaries that you can follow through with comfortably. You're comfortable setting those consequences. So if you are not comfortable hanging up the phone with the narcissist when they gaslight you, then you need to come up with a different consequence, a different boundary. And keep in mind all of the other things that is going on. So if you are finding yourself not comfortable hanging up the phone or walking away from the conversation with the narcissist, there's a good chance a trauma bond has been made. And the reason that you're unable to do those things is because you have an unhealthy bond with the narcissist that is going to prevent you. Your own self will prevent you from doing what is right for yourself. And so in those types of situations, you need to be able to recognize that what is required of you, you can't do right now. Right now, you're unable to give your own self the things that you need. And again, at that point, you need a third party to come in. So this needs to be an accountability partner. This can be a friend who understands the situation. It can be a therapist, whoever, but it needs to be somebody who you have access to on a regular basis that can hold you accountable in these direct situations, in these moments, who you can go back and say, they said this, I did this, what do you think I should do next? Or they said this, I want to do this, I think I shouldn't do that. What is your opinion? I made a commitment that I would text you first before I responded to the narcissist, and I'm following through with that commitment. Your accountability partner needs to be somebody who's going to be invested in holding your hand while the trauma bond is being broken. This is such a delicate time for you, for your whole chemistry to shift, and you really need to feel safe. You need to know that your accountability partner isn't going to abandon you or any kind of thing. So recognize that knowing yourself is such a huge part of what to do when you know that you're being gaslighted as well by the narcissist. When you know that this is happening, you need to know yourself and not set consequences that you're not able to follow through on. So knowing the narcissist and knowing yourself are the two fundamental things that you have to know going into a situation when you know that the narcissist is going to use gaslighting. You want to know both of those things before you set up your plan on what to do when the narcissist gaslights you. So I hope this video has helped you kind of process why maybe in the past your attempts to call the narcissist out on gaslighting haven't worked, why your boundaries haven't been effective, and what you can do in the future, what you can do now that you know these things. So you guys, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel below. Turn on the little bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video to this channel. And I've been getting asked more and more, how do I contact you? You guys, I always put all of my contact information in the description of every one of my videos, so you can always contact me there. I do one-on-one coaching. You can follow me on social media. There's plenty of outlets for you to get in touch with me, so go ahead and take advantage of those things. And thanks again for watching.